So hello students, now we start with the classification of bacteria. So when we classify a bacteria, that is a monerans, they are first classified into two groups, that is the Archaebacteria and Eubacteria. Archaebacteria are those bacteria which survive in harmful conditions, and Eubacteria are the normal bacteria, the normal you will find in the normal environmental conditions. In Archaebacteria, we will study three types of organisms, that is methanogens, halophiles and thermoacidophiles. But in case of Eubacteria, we will study cyanobacteria, mycoplasma and actinomycetes. Now remember that actinomycetes are a type of Eubacteria, but they are not in your syllabus, so we will not deal with them in detail. But you have to remember this. You will not study, but you have to remember this, that actinomycetes are a part of Eubacteria. Now when we study classify, first we start with Archaebacteria. You can see here that these bacteria live in some of the most harsh habitats, means some of the difficult conditions. And these harsh habitats can be extreme salty areas, that halophiles where they live, hot spring, thermoacidophile will live, and marshy areas you will find methanogens. Now we remember this is the important statement of NCERT, where you will find some of the following question, that in marshy areas you will find methanogens, in salty areas halophiles, and in a hot spring zone thermoacidophiles. We will study these three in detail as well. Now how Archaebacteria differ from other bacteria? So Archaebacteria have a different cell wall, first thing, okay, and this feature is responsible for their survival in extreme condition. Now what the difference they have? In Archaebacterial cell wall, peptidoglycan is absent, means murine is absent. Peptidoglycan is nothing but a murine, so murine is absent, but they have a modified murine, that is a pseudomurine. Now methanogens, where they find? They are found in the gut of several ruminant animals such as cows and buffaloes. They are responsible for production of methane. What they carry out? They produce a methane biogas from the tongue of this animal. So when we see three types of this archaea or Archaebacteria, first is methanogens, another thermoacidophiles or thermophiles, and halophiles. Methanogens names come from the methane, as they produce a methane gas. They are live in deep mud or swamp or in the guts of animals like a cow and termite. And these are methane producing bacteria. Thermoacidophile or thermophiles. So thermophiles or thermoacidophiles are live in extreme habitat like the extreme heat, okay, and they can live in the low pH as well. They can survive in low pH as well. Why? Because they are acidophilic bacteria, thermoacidophiles. Halophiles, if we take, halophiles are the live in very salty lake and pond, and these halophiles are the salt lovers, okay. So these three comes under the Archaebacteria. Now if we talk about respiration in these three, you remember that they are obligate anaerobe. Which one? Methanogens are obligate anaerobe. But when we talk about thermoacidophiles, they are facultative anaerobe, and halophiles are also facultative anaerobe. And we have studied the difference between the obligate anaerobe and the facultative anaerobe. Okay. One more thing. We remember that the nutrition, if we talk about, then chemosynthetic nutrition in case of methanogens and thermoacidophiles. But halophiles, if we talk, they are heterotrophic. They are dependent on other organism for food, but they are synthesized chemically. Okay. Next we talk about the Eubacteria, and in which we are going to study first Eubacteria, that is cyanobacteria. So cyanobacteria are the bacteria which have chlorophyll A similar to the green plants. Now first we remember that cyanobacteria are also known as blue-green algae. Okay, they are also known as blue-green algae. They are photosynthetic or autotroph. They are unicellular, colonial, or filamentous. This is an important statement which was asked in NEET. With respect to the correct or incorrect statement, they can be unicellular, they are single celled, they can be colonial, they can form colony, and there can be a filamentous form, as you can see in diagram. Habitat, if we talk, they are freshwater or marine and they are terrestrial algae. The colonies are surrounded by gelatinous sheath. As you can see here, this gelatinous sheath is found around the whole body. They can form a water blooms or algal blooms in polluted water bodies and fix atmospheric nitrogen through the heterocyst. Heterocyst has a role. We will study that filamentous bacteria. An example are Nostoc and Anabida. Now we have to study the cyanobacteria in detail. So we will study one by one every point. First, remember that cyanobacteria are gram-negative photosynthetic bacteria, and these are the most primitive photosynthetic oxygenic bacteria. These are the first primitive organism who have oxygenic photosynthesis, means they are the primitive organism responsible for the evolution of oxygen. They are responsible for the evolution of oxygen. Now oxygen is indispensable. So what did cyanobacteria evolved? They have released oxygen due to the several aerobic lives has arisen. So oxygen is indispensable for the existence of aerobic, because without oxygen aerobic life cannot form. They mainly freshwater and though few are marine. Now in sea area there is some of the cyanobacteria which are so abundant in occurrence and which impart reddish coloration to this particular water or a sea. Because of this reducing phenomena is known as Red Sea. And Red Sea is found due to the proliferation of Trichodesmium erythraeum. That is the one species of cyanobacteria. Now cyanobacteria can found in free living state as well as symbiotic state. They occur in symbiotic association with almost every group of eukaryote like green algae, fungi, bryophyte like mosses, anthoceros, ferns, gymnosperm, angiosperm, sponge, shrimp, animals, mammals, etc. But two example, one of the important symbiotic example that you should remember, that one is Anabina azole, that shows symbiotic association with the Azolla aquatic plant. But be remember, it shows symbiotic association with the leaves of Azolla plant. Okay, leaves of Azolla plant are involved. When Anabina cycadae we talk, it is associated with the coralloid roots of Cycas. Yes, Anabina cycadae show association with the roots of Cycas. Now in many lichen as well as symbiotism of algae and fungi, the algal partner can be the cyanobacteria, and it is a fact that mostly in lichen, chlorophyceae, green algae are involved, but next to that cyanobacteria are most common. And when these cyanobacteria live in endozoically in protozoans, means they are found within the body of protozoans, they are called as cyanale. They are called as cyanale. So please remember, these are some of the characteristics with respect to their freshwater names. They cause a Red Sea, symbiotic and free living association, and the first bacteria or primitive bacteria to evolve oxygenic life. Now this is the filamentous form, and there is a heterocyst. This is the Nostoc, which is one of the most important example, and filamentous between algae. In this you can see this is a filamentous form. In this mucilaginous covering is present all over the body, but there are some specialized cells which are known as heterocyst. Okay. Now it is known that this heterocysts do not bear this mucilaginous covering. Here in diagram they have shown, but usually in this heterocyst there should not be a mucilaginous covering. Okay, it is a discovery, but it is not shown here. Just for information. Now if we talk about the characteristic of this heterocyst have a thick wall. They have a thick wall. Okay. So due to the presence of thick wall, oxygen intake cannot occur within the heterocyst. One more thing, PS2 is absent. PS2 is absent. Now, photolysis of water or breakdown of water and oxygen evolution is associated with PS2. So if PS2 is absent in heterocyst, oxygen evolution will not occur. And oxygen evolution will not occur, so what will happen? Anaerobic condition will be established. And when anaerobic condition get established within the heterocyst, nitrogenase enzyme will function. And that nitrogenase enzyme will carry out nitrogen fixation. That will carry out nitrogen fixation. Getting my point? So how this way in anaerobic condition these heterocysts carry out a nitrogen fixation. Now I have written some of the statements here which was star based. Why? Because they have asked in exams in such a way. And here they are: cyanobacteria are characterized by the absence of flagellum. They are completely non-motile throughout the lifespan. We remember that in a cyanobacteria or blue-green algae you will not find flagella anytime. Second thing, they reproduce asexually. Typical sexual reproduction is absent. Sexual reproduction is absent. They reproduce asexually, and in asexual reproduction also you will find only binary fusion, fragmentation, and heterocyst-like mechanism. Then we talk about another bacteria, that is Mycoplasma. So, Mycoplasma, one of the important characteristics which they completely lack a cell wall. One of the most important feature, okay, that you should remember because it is commonly asked in exam. Now, these are smallest living bacteria cell and they can survive without oxygen. They can survive without oxygen means they are facultative anaerobe. They are facultative anaerobe. Okay, they are facultative anaerobe because they can survive without oxygen. And many mycoplasma are pathogenic to animals and plants, and you have seen this type of mycoplasma is seen. But this is according to NCERT and according to some of the importance we have to deal with in detail. So when we deal with the mycoplasma in detail, first we should understand some of the history. When we talk about the history, you can see here there are two scientists, Nocard and Rox. In 1898, these two French scientists discovered this organism from the pleural fluid of cattle suffering from the pleuropneumonia. And due to this discovery from the pleuropneumonia suffering organism, it is also known as pleuropneumonia-like organism. Now they do not have a cell wall. Because of this they can attain a different shape. Because of this they are also known as pleomorphic bacteria. They are pleomorphic. Pleomorphic means they can attain any shape. And when they are attain any shape, because of this some call them as a jokers of plant kingdom. Why of plant kingdom? Because bacteria earlier placed in kingdom plant. All such organisms are now called mycoplasma. Now they are called as mycoplasma or amylose molecules like organism. These are sometimes placed in separate class called Molecuta. And mycoplasma infect animals, dogs, sheep, mice and men, and as well as plant. It is important statement. They do not infect only animals. They infect plant as well. And they are generally found in soil, sewage, water, plant and animals. Okay, so some statement you should remember with mycoplasma, they do not have a cell wall. First thing, okay, they can attain every different shape. So they are pleomorphic bacteria isolated from pleural fluid, so pleuropneumonia like organism, and discovered by Nocard and Rox. Now you can see the structure here. In structure you can see there is a cell wall is absent, but they have a lipoprotein membrane, and this is 3 layer, so we call is a trilamellar membrane they have. In spite of that, when we see inside to that, we can see a DNA, and this DNA is a double-stranded. This DNA is double-stranded, and this double-stranded DNA is linear. Which type of it is? It is linear, double-stranded linear DNA. Now after to that they have some RNA as well. Okay, soluble RNA they have also. So we remember they have DNA and RNA. They have DNA and RNA. When you write DNA or RNA, then they are viruses. When we write DNA and RNA, then it is a mycoplasma. Okay, they have enzymes, they have ribosome, there are 70S, they have replication disc at the initiating point of a DNA, and this replication disc help in replication and separation of DNA material. They have some metabolites as well as, and you can find some enzymes as well, and they have some elementary bodies. Now, some people say that the function of elementary body is in reproduction, but detailed study has not happened. So, in these, you should remember that these two statements that they have double-stranded linear DNA and they have DNA RNA both. When we talk about the nature of this mycoplasma, you can see mycoplasma can pass through bacteriological filter. They pass through bacteriological filter. Because of this, they are smaller than bacteria, so we consider them as the smallest bacteria. They show they are not bacteria. They pass from the umbilic cell, so they show they are not, but they multiply in abiotic medium having a stir. Also, they are considered as virus. So some people thought that they multiply in abiotic medium, so they can be the virus. But due to many similarity with bacteria, they are said to be bacteria with their coats off. They are said to be bacteria with their coats off. Their nutrition is heterotrophic. Some are saprophytic. Mostly they are parasitic. Be remember, heterotrophic nutrition, mostly parasitic. They are parasitic because they are unable to synthesize required growth factor. Example, that is Mycoplasma gallisepticum. Its size is 0.3 to 0.5 micrometer and it is the smallest prokaryote, and they can survive without oxygen. As I have said, they are facultative anaerobe. So these are the so many characteristics and so many things with respect to discovery, but they do not have a cell wall. So those antibiotic which affect cell wall or cleave or break a cell wall, they cannot cause any harm to this mycoplasma. So mycoplasma are green gram negative and insensitive to penicillin, but sensitive to streptomycin, erythromycin, chloramphenicol, which are the metabolic inhibitors. Why it is not insensitive to penicillin? Because penicillin interact with peptidoglycan formation or murine formation. Peptidoglycan or murine formation. Now, murine is a peptidoglycan, so penicillin interact with murine formation or peptidoglycan formation and inhibit its cross-linking. Now, mycoplasma do not have cell wall, so they do not have a risk of penicillin. So they are insensitive to penicillin because the wall less and penicillin interfere with the synthesis of peptidoglycan as inhibitor and which compound cell. Now, reproduction, much not known about them, but reproduction in mycoplasma not known, but of mycoplasma, but they reproduce mainly by the elementary bodies, as